What is going on, everybody? DJ Sam here. Today we are going to be starting our first ever video for our new weekly series of gear reviews. So today we're going to start it off with a pretty basic piece of gear, but a very effective piece of gear. This is the Akai MPD218. And now this thing, at a first glance, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, well, that's the most basic thing I've ever seen. But this thing, man, I use it. I have three analog synths to my left. I have two more to my right. I have a drum set behind me, and I use this thing more than all of that combined in my productions, if you can believe that. It comes with six 360-degree knobs, so you can just keep turning and turning and turning. 16 red backlit pads, and it's interesting because these aren't like the pads on the MPC Studio or the Renaissance. These are the new generation of Akai pads that are on, the MPC Touch and the MPC Live and MPC X and so on and so forth. And everything's really solid. Everything is really solid on this thing, man. And there's also the knobs and the pads have 3 banks, so that gives you 1,056 possible. If you use this as a effects trigger live, that gives you 1,056 possible triggers on one piece of gear, which is outrageous. Also, this is iOS compatible. You do need to buy the adapter, though, to put it to your iPad. That does not come with this. You can also do the usual Akai time chop or whatever through quarter note, 8 notes, 16ths, and 32nds, also through triplets. There's also your swing all the way up to 62%. You can also link this with the external clock, and that's mostly just for the tap tempo and when you're playing alongs with stuff. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot. The other thing that I have to say about it, which is kind of a downside to me, it only has this one USB plug-and-play spot and a little K-lock. They really could put 3.5 millimeter MIDI jack port right here, so you could at least plug some type of external thing into this just to increase the effectiveness and usefulness of this piece of gear, because it is so useful as it is. The pads, no matter where I hit it, I always get the same response, which is something I really look for in my pad gear. And actually, honestly, these are my favorite pads that Akai has had, because they're really. I don't know if you can see them on the screen, but they're super thick, and they stick out a little bit more than the older pads do, and I really like them. You can really hit these things, and you really get a good feel on it. But yeah, I recommend this to anybody, honestly, to anybody who has a studio, anybody who produces any type of music. You could benefit from using this and having this in your studio, definitely. I would rate this 9 out of 10, simply just because of the one connection thing. But beyond that, I'm pretty happy with this product. So I would definitely recommend you go and buy this product. Again, this is the Akai MPD218. Next week, I think we're going to be doing probably the Alesis V49 keyboard, MIDI keyboard. So make sure you tune in next week. Thursday night is when it's going to be happening. Every Thursday, every week, there's going to be a new gear review. So make sure you subscribe and like, and make sure you listen to DJ Sam. All right, peace.